And we live. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Let It Be Known. I'm Darren Randall. We back with Lamar.
Sir, yes,
But
sir.
how's everybody doing? How you doing today, Lamar? How's life treating you, bro? Shit, I
Shit,
know
life
it's
is
been a
good,
long.
man. Life is good right now, man. Like you was about to say, it's been a long day, man. But
Yeah.
hey, it's been a good day. Blessed to be here. You feel me? Happy to be here as always. You did.
Hell yeah, but I want to talk about Quay Walker. Remember, yesterday we didn't have enough time to get into it. We ended up running out when we talked for like what 35 minutes yesterday.
Nah, bro, we was talking for a cool minute, bro. Like a good, nah, you right. My bad. You right. We was talking, about 35 minutes, about 35 minutes.
35. But let's talk about Quay Walker. So I don't know if you seen the clip. Did you end up seeing the clip of Quay Walker? Quay Walker.
Yeah, yeah. It was. I seen two clips. So I seen the clip, originally when he pushed the athletic trainer, and then I seen
Yeah.
the other clip when he was like, which was hella fucking funny. But the clip where he was walking back by himself to the locker room, but he was like it was like a little kid like who just got in trouble by his parent or something, who like was told like, no, you can't have that or you're on timeout. He was walking back just like pouting and like like yelling at himself and stuff.
Brian, we didn't get the chance to talk about this yesterday, but Quay Walker, he did an unnecessary push absolutely for no reason. I felt like so I'm gonna play the video, but let's just play it out. So you see in the video right here, Quay Walker.
The Lions have broken the huddle here. And now the play's being stopped. And now the Lions have.
You see the athletic trainer. He's trying to get in there to help Swift out, and he barely even puts his
Mm-hmm.
hand on top of Walker, and Walker already he pushes him for an unnecessary reason. You see how big the difference is. The athletic trainer, they don't hit the gym. No, they don't. They don't out. They don't. They're not. They're not 24, 25. They're not 6'5", 200 something pounds. They're fragile. They work. They make sure they do their job to make sure you're good. Make sure the players are all right and all straight. But let's look at it one more time. See, he barely touches his arm. He pushes him from the back.
Now the play's being stopped.
And shout out to the athletic trainer. That man looked like he like 75, 76 years old. He still he held his own. He turned around, got up in his face. And the clip you talking about, I got that clip too. We got to show that. Hold on.
And I was gonna say, yeah, shout out to the trainer just for like not actually, doing anything, really responding to the push. He just kind of like turned around and see like who the fuck pushed me, or like he big turn around like, are you serious? And then he kind of like, was like, nah.
Hey, this shit had me hella weak. I had to play this clip. I didn't want to show just him, but you see that?
The emotion got the worst of him.
Yeah.
The second time this year on a Sunday night.
Clip from Friday, but he was over there crying like a little baby. Like he acting like he shouldn't have been suspended, or he shouldn't have been kicked out the game.
Yeah. He might get suspended. Like it probably is not out right now, but shit, you never know. The league might come down on him and might try to suspend him.
Well, that's what I was gonna actually bring up. I actually got that up. They get an update on that today, like you just said.
Oh shit! Oh damn!
We got an update on that today. But so this was reported by Tom Pelissero. NFL is still reviewing Packers linebacker Quay Walker's action Sunday night, but no suspension is expected as far as now, per Tom Pelissero. And that's where it comes to you, Lamar. So you seen him. He just pushed the athletic trainer. He pushed him pretty hard for no reason. He ended up getting ejected when the trainer was only trying to do his job and help out a player. And Quay Walker, but before we even keep on going, Quay Walker, when you're hurt, I don't want you screaming out for no athletic trainer. I don't want you screaming out for help. If your ankle broken, sit there and cry. Ask your teammates to help you out. Because the athletic trainer, you prove that they're not like you don't want their help. You want them to get the fuck out the way. But what's your opinion on this? Do you feel like Quay Walker should have been suspended?
I think he.
You gotta remember, it's going into the playoffs. That was a very important game, and
yeah, I think he should, especially just because of circumstances. Now, I really have to think about this carefully. I think he should just because it's not like he's like you say, like he's not going to a playoff game next game. They are out the playoffs. They got to go to next season. So I feel like if you suspend them for like one game going into next year, that'd be fine. And also too, just to teach like everybody around the league, do not put your hands on trainers. Like who the fuck? Who do you think you are putting your hand on a trainer? These are people that, like you said, they try to help you out and try to see what injuries you have and try to fix your injuries and stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, obviously I don't think he has anything against trainers. I just think he pushed that trainer because I was a Detroit Lions trainer. So he probably was like, man, who the fuck is this guy? Like, this on some, I don't know, man. I don't know what the guy was thinking, but I just thought it was really ironic and funny that Quay Walker went to University of Georgia, and the guy who was hurt on the ground was DeAndre Swift, who also went to Georgia. Those are Georgia teammates, Georgia Dogs.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if you noticed, but when Quay Walker pushed the athletic trainer, when the trainer kind of like turned around with that reaction, another defensive lineman from Green Bay kind of like bumped the trainer, like kind of like bumped. You seen that?
I did see that. He gave him a light little.
He also went to Georgia. That's why I'm like, damn, bro. So these Georgia boys, man.
And I didn't understand the reasoning behind it. I felt like he barely even touched him. He barely tried to scoot past him. And
I think they were trying to intimidate. They were trying to intimidate somebody, I guess.
But like I said, when he needs help, when Quay Walker's on the ground, when his ankle's broken, I don't want to hear him calling out for no help. He disrespected the athletic trainer. Tell his teammates to come fix him up. I don't know. But especially I feel like that's real disrespectful because we just came off of DeMar Hamlin situation. You just see an athletic trainer, bring him back, do CPR for 9 minutes straight. They just showed how important they are. And then less than a week later, you're disrespecting the same people that just risked, just use their whole credential to bring another brother back to life. I don't know. I feel like this should be suspension. Maybe 1 to 2 games. At least one game for next year.
Oh yeah, I say at least one game. That's what I would say. And then, yeah, like you said, for next season.
Yeah, and if they would end up making the playoffs, do you feel like they would have suspended him for that game for the next playoff game?
Maybe I would think so, but I feel like it's easier now to suspend him just because they're not in the playoff game, and it wasn't like Quay Walker, he's definitely a factor, even though he is a rookie, but it's not like he's like he's not like a JJ Watt or like a TJ Watt or Nick Bosa, to where if you are missing a Nick Bosa, that's going to completely kind of like change your defense in a sense. So yeah, right. I think this is the right decision. I think the right decision is to suspend him for at least one game going to next season.
And moving on, we had Ian Rappaport reporting the Ravens agreed to a principal with All-Pro linebacker Roquan Smith, now the highest paid at his position in NFL history, with a 5-year, $100 million deal, 45 fully guaranteed, 60 in total guarantees. Huge, the first off-ball linebacker to get $20 million per year. Roquan Smith represented himself, and that's crazy because we've been seeing it lately. Especially, you've seen Richard Sherman's, you've seen a lot of young African American guys, presenting themselves going into the contract negotiations. But I feel like everyone took the big news from this. No one really, I guess everyone celebrated, congratulations, he got his check. But I feel like as soon as he got paid, everyone was thinking Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson, he's been trying to get his contract all year, all summer, even going into this season. Before the injury, he was still, still in the contract negotiations. But what did you take from this?
I'm happy for Roquan. He's definitely a talented linebacker. I'm not gonna say he's top 5 linebacker in the league. He might be top 10 middle linebacker in the league. Overall linebackers, he might be in the top 10. But anyway, but what I took from it, I ain't gonna lie, man. I just thought about Lamar Jackson as well. I thought about him right away, just because I'm like, damn, this was the whole subject of Lamar, is like the money factor of him getting paid. But it's like, bro, y'all willing to pay this linebacker who we just traded for midway through the season when Lamar been here, sacrificing his body, leading this team to, I think, he led the Ravens to the playoff his rookie year. They lost in the first round. But yeah, Lamar has been there since day one. And, in the Ravens defense, they did offer him a contract. Is that Lamar didn't want the contract they were offering. But Lamar is elite, man. He's up there. He's up there, especially as of now. He's not better than Mahomes, but I would put him in the top 10. I feel like if you have a franchise quarterback too, Baltimore, they didn't have a franchise quarterback for a long time. I feel like would you consider Flacco to be a franchise quarterback when he was there at the time?
I would. He won a Super Bowl. He was there for a good amount of time. He competed for a couple of years.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I would say the last franchise quarterback they really had was Flacco. And if you look at the Ravens' history, even when they won a Super Bowl with Trent Dilfer, they still didn't really have no franchise quarterback. So I feel like for them to have a Lamar Jackson, to finally have a franchise quarterback, they need to hold on to this guy, in my opinion. So I feel like they should pay him. But looking at this situation with Roquan Smith and him getting $100 million, I just can't see the Ravens paying Lamar Jackson. I just can't. I can't see them paying him the money that he wants. So therefore, I think Lamar Jackson will be a free agent. I think he will be leaving.
And that's what I was on also asked. But do you feel like Lamar Jackson should feel disrespected? You know, because they just, like you said, they just traded for Roquan Smith. He's only been on the team for a couple months, but they've been having this guy Lamar Jackson that they actually drafted and they know personally. You know, they know his family, they know his mother, they've been in talks with them. But you give a guy a full bag that's just came to the team and that hasn't gave you as much production, I feel like that Lamar Jackson has given you. But how do you feel like Lamar should feel not only as a player but as a person? I know at the end of the day it's a business, but at the same time you still have personal feelings.
No, yeah. I mean, Lamar Jackson, he should just feel. I mean, I would feel kind of like betrayed, slapped in, not, yeah, in a sense, betrayed, just like and slapped in the face. It's like, damn, I was asking for, my money, but then you go give a linebacker his money, And I'm not, hating on Roquan, but it's like, bro, I am the best player on this team, hands down. I'm the best player on this team. Name a person that's better than me on this team. I carry this team. Literally, I carry this team on my back. Anytime any player that carry a team on their back, they're supposed to get paid as much money as they ask for.
And so you're officially saying with them signing Roquan Smith, there's no chance Lamar Jackson's coming. You think he's leaving? You think he's getting traded, or you think he's going to sign with a whole new team? I also seen that there's a big chance that they can franchise tag him, and I think that would be the ultimate level of disrespect. Just because he's done so much, you're just going to hit him with a franchise tag after not paying the man.
Yeah, I mean, I hope they don't franchise tag him, but I just can't see them having even the money to pay him. I really can't. I don't think they, especially like that's a lot of money, bro. $100 million. I just don't see them having the funds to even have enough money to pay Lamar Jackson, plus able to like sign their draftees and get a few maybe free agents to solidify their roster.
But it's not like they got a whole bunch of guys paid on that squad.
Yeah, but they basically have to rebuild because if they pay Lamar, they can't pay nobody else. They can't pay like a top like corner, like a Marlon Humphrey or somebody like that, So they're gonna have to do something, man, because the Ravens ain't got that much money like that.
And I thought this was really funny because we just talked about this yesterday. I asked you, is there any chance Lamar Jackson will end up getting signed? I asked you, do major contracts usually happen during the year? And you were like, nah, that doesn't happen. And then literally the next day they signed a Roquan Smith to a 5-year, $100 million deal when they could have easily did that with quarterback, especially right before the playoff game.
Yeah. I feel like that is crazy. That is ironic, actually. That's hella ironic because I definitely wasn't expecting Roquan out of all people to get signed to a new contract or extension, and then especially not this late in the season. I thought they would probably most likely wait until like off season or something. So yeah, for them to do this this late in the year is pretty ironic. I'm not gonna lie.
Could you even think of what was the last time a team even did something like this? Right before the playoffs, right before the biggest game of the year, you signed. Like how would he? Because he said he was presenting himself also, right? So how long could these talks have been going for? Like it got to be hard to present yourself, get paid, and also be playing during the mid-season.
My bad. Say that question one more time.
No, I was just saying, like, how hard must it be or how is it even possible for him to go out and present himself and get paid during mid-season? He's representing himself. He did all the contract negotiations during practices, during games, during the toughest time of the year.
No, so one thing about Roquan, if I had to answer your question, Roquan, I mean, I've always known Roquan to be very smart. He even had issues with the Bears. The Bears drafted him originally. But in his contract, he had a contract dispute with them. He was one of the only draftees. He was one of the only first-round players to not be signed. He was like one of the last ones because he was basically complaining that in his contract, injuries wasn't automatically like it was something with injuries. Like if he was to get hurt, he still wanted to be basically like he basically wanted the NFL to be liable for his surgeries and stuff like that to pay for him. So it was something like that in his contract to where they wasn't willing to do that. So they basically redid his contract. They, he asked for what he asked for. They agreed to it. So this makes sense though, because Roquan, I didn't know he represented himself, but now that I know this, it makes sense because he's negotiated his contract before. Now for him to do this again, it's kind of smart on his end,
I think
and
it's pretty impressive.
yeah, that's my best. That's what I was trying to think of the word. It's pretty impressive in my opinion because, like you said, it's not a lot of players who represent themselves and especially able to get this much money out of it, especially to like this late in the year too. So
the timing of it, the right before the biggest game of the year, right before the playoffs, right before you guys are heading in to go play the Bengals, your rival, division champions, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase. So I felt like that was pretty impressive. And I felt like how hard it must have been to keep focus on both. How hard is it to maintain? Okay, like I got to worry about this game, but also got to worry about getting paid. And it's a lot of money we're talking about. It's not just a $30 million contract. We're talking $20 million a year, $100 million. But
for real.
Moving on, I don't know if you heard about this with DeAndre Hopkins, but it was
I actually
reported
just
today.
seen that. Like,
Oh, you just seen that?
yeah.
Okay, so reported by Jordan Schultz today, Arizona Cardinals plan to try and trade all-pro wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins this offseason. D-Hop has 2 years left on the $34 million deal left on his contract and is likely to seek a new deal. Owner Michael Bidwill plans to express. So basically, do you feel like who are the top candidates for DeAndre Hopkins? What do you think even led to this situation? Like we just had literally last season, we was talking about DeAndre Hopkins, Kyler Murray, Cliff Kingsbury, and what they're gonna do in the future. Now a year goes by, the whole thing's blowing up. Cliff Kingsbury's already gone, the general manager's gone. Kyler Murray has a torn ACL, and DeAndre Hopkins is talking about getting traded. So what's going on with the Arizona Cardinals? And who's going to be the best candidate to even get DeAndre Hopkins? I know there's going to be a lot of teams in there. There's going to be a whole lot of teams in the mix. DeAndre Hopkins is still top 2 wide receiver in the league, top 3. But how are you feeling about everything that's just transpiring with the Arizona Cardinals team?
With Arizona, with DeAndre, I just feel like he's ready to obviously go to a team where he can contend for a Super Bowl. That's the reason why he went to Arizona, because he thought with Kyler, they can have a shot. With him, and they have Marquise Brown. They added, and they had another player too. I forgot who the hell they had, but anyway, they have John Connor as a running back. They got weapons, man. They got a cool offense. They got a super solid defense.
Right.
But yeah, I just feel like that's the whole reason why DeAndre even left, was to go to a contending team. Also too, it's funny. I think DeAndre obviously wants to be somewhere where like they're throwing the ball pretty much. Also too, he want to play somewhere where the home conditions are controlled, to where he's playing this, in like a dome or like a a roof, like a roof cover stadium. So I could see him maybe like, I think the candidates for him to go to can maybe somewhere like Indy. I think he obviously wants to go somewhere where they have a quarterback established. So I would say, maybe the Raiders can probably sign him if they have the bread. Indy, but they don't have a quarterback right now. Trying to think. I don't think he would go to Detroit.
See, for me,
I
feel like, what's pretty dope about this situation is that he has a no trade clause, so he gets to pick where he wants to go. He has to sign off on it. And I think this is probably a mutual thing. I feel like DeAndre Hopkins wants to go, and they're fine with kind of resetting everything. They want to, break everything up and explode it. They want Kyler Murray to come in, fresh start with a new general manager, new coach, try to build from the start with this quarterback. DeAndre Hopkins, he's 30 years old. He has trade value, and they need it. He's not going to have the production that they're going to need in the next 3 to 4 years. They're not going to be a Super Bowl team probably by next year. It's going to take some time. And
you think he's worth the first round pick?
I feel like he's worth at least a third, like a high third.
Yeah. I would say
maybe a low second. Sure. Yeah, I was gonna say maybe like a real hot, like a late round second pick. But when it comes to the teams, I'm thinking maybe a team like the Broncos could get up in there. Maybe a team like
that'd be brutal. Jerry Jeudy with D-Hop. Oof.
With DeAndre Hopkins.
Seattle.
Right?
Seattle, D-Hop with DK. Oof.
I think they're still kind of in rebuild mode too. Also, I feel like they're gonna figure out what they're gonna do next year. But I think they're still looking for a quarterback. But they can also be a quarterback away. If they already get a quarterback that's already proven, like a Aaron Rodgers or something, to somehow get up in there,
Seattle.
then I think they'll be all right. Yeah, in Seattle, I think they'll be all right. But when it comes to DeAndre Hopkins, I'm thinking like maybe even if you could get him with the Vikings, I don't know. I don't know if you would let Adam Thielen go, try to bring in DeAndre Hopkins up in there. I don't know. There's a couple of there's got to be a couple squads that are needing a wide receiver, especially a top
To the
dog.
Jags.
I think the Jaguars would be great too, but I don't know if he'll sign off on that. I don't know if he feels confident enough. I think he will probably want a team that's a more proven contender. Probably probably at least like a top 10 squad at least, I think. Or even
New England now.
He fucks Bill Belichick fucks with DeAndre Hopkins, but I don't know if he fucks with Mac Jones, and I don't know if Bill Belichick fucks with Mac Jones. I feel like Mac Jones has kind of been on the hot seat, especially going into this season. But we're gonna see with that. DeAndre Hopkins, at least he has options, man. He's gonna find himself a quarterback, and I just hope he gets himself to a contender because he's at the later prime years of his career. There's no time to be wasting, no time to be playing around.
For real. Yeah, I feel like definitely whatever team he goes to next, he definitely is looking. I mean, like I said, he was looking to go to Arizona to contend. It didn't quite happen that way. He was suspended for the first 6 games of the season. But yeah, whatever team he goes to next, he for sure gonna look to contend for a Super Bowl. That's what he's basically looking for. That's what he's craving right now.
Yeah, and he needs to. He only got a couple more years left. The gap is closing. Injuries are approaching. And I feel like when he came to Arizona, his years kind of been wasted. His whole career has kind of been wasted. You feel me? Like he's always been a top dog, always been we already know what DeAndre Hopkins was, but he was with the Texans, never got to accomplish much. And then he came to the Cardinals thinking he was gonna do more, and he wasn't able to accomplish much either. Remember with Jalen Ramsey when they first played each other, he said he only had one real quarterback in his career. It was like a diss to Kyler Murray, and he was only saying Watson was the only real quarterback they ever had.
Oh yeah.
You remember that when they first ended up playing against each other? I think it was when the trade first ended up popping off. But lastly, let's talk about do I have it up? Oh, it's right here. Can you see the bracket?
Yeah.
I'll probably move it. Let's probably move it down here. Oh no. I guess we'll move it. Scoot that up. I think that's solid right there. But I want to talk about the Super Bowl matchups. I want you to actually take. You want to take the AFC or you want to take the NFC?
I'll take the. It don't matter. I'll take the NFC.
Take the NFC. Okay. So I want you to predict who's gonna make it to the Super Bowl. So first, starting off, you got Tampa Bay against the Dallas Cowboys.
Tampa Bay and Dallas. I got Tampa.
All right, Tampa. Our next, you're gonna have the Giants versus Minnesota.
I got Minnesota.
You got Minnesota. Next, you're gonna have Seattle versus the 49ers.
Ooh. I got the 49ers.
You said the 49ers?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now that leaves us, I want to say, so the San Francisco 49ers will end up going against the winner of that Minnesota game. So it'll be the Niners versus Minnesota. And then you have the Eagles versus, you said Tampa, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now you got the Eagles. You got Eagles versus Tampa. Who's your pick?
I got Eagles.
You got Eagles next. You're gonna have, okay, so you got Eagles versus Tampa. That means the Eagles will end up making it to the final round. You're gonna have the San Francisco 49ers versus Minnesota. Who's your pick?
I got Frisco.
All right, so that means so your final NFC Championship game, you got San Francisco 49ers playing against the Philadelphia Eagles. Who's your winner?
Mm-hmm. Eagles.
Oh, I don't know. See, I already knew you. You already knew where you're going with all this favoritism shit. I already seen it. As soon as you said Eagles were going,
it ain't no favoritism, bro. It ain't no favoritism. We're just the best team in the league. That's like me. You know, it's funny that you say that because that's like me telling people, that's like, how people be like, oh, who you think I won a Super Bowl this year? When I say Eagles, they're like, oh, you just buy it because that's your squad. No, nigga, we just raw.
All right, well, let me get mine for the AFC. So I'm gonna have, I kind of believe it, I kind of don't.
It's gonna be very similar. It's gonna be very similar to my bracket, but the winner gonna be different. I'm already knowing.
I'm gonna give just the AFC. So with the Los Angeles Chargers against the Jacksonville Jaguars, I'm gonna go with the Los Angeles Chargers. With the Baltimore against Cincinnati, I'm going with Cincinnati. I don't think Baltimore has enough. I don't, they don't have Lamar Jackson. I don't even know if they got Huntley going into this week. With Miami versus Buffalo, of course, I'm going with Buffalo. I don't know if they have Tua this week. I think that's gonna lead me to Cincinnati versus Buffalo, and with that game, I'm going with Buffalo. I think Buffalo's probably gonna be a good game. I'm just gonna take Buffalo for right now. But Kansas City versus the Chargers, I think I'm gonna go with Kansas City knocking off the Chargers. So that would end up making it Buffalo versus Kansas City in the AFC Championship game. And that's why who you going with? If Miami was or if Buffalo make Kansas City in the AFC Championship, who would you go with?
I'll probably go with KC. KC they're just too high powered.
But you don't feel like Miami not Miami. You don't feel like Buffalo has a lot to prove. You don't think they wouldn't allow that loss to happen once again to the Chiefs?
Yeah, but that's the thing about the Chiefs, though, bro. Like nobody can guard Travis Kelce. I don't know why, but it's
Can
tough.
anybody from the Chiefs guard Stephon Diggs?
No, I don't think so. Especially not 1-on-1, but they can definitely blanket him or double team him. I mean, they can do the same for Kelce, but bro, Mahomes is like a magician, bro. Like Mahomes, you thinking about the fucking run, and then like the last literal second, this motherfucker just flipped the ball to like a wide open guy. He's like, what the fuck? That's cheating, man. He's like, bro. He's like, no, that's not cheating, bro. That's football.
It make you want to turn off the game and you forget his TV,
bro. It's like some I swear this nigga be doing some Madden shit, bro. I swear to God, like, it make you want to just throw your controller at the wall. It's like, what the fuck?
Especially if I don't know if you watched it. I know you watched it, but you seen that Super Bowl against Tampa. I feel like that was one of the greatest games Pat Mahomes ever played, even though his team didn't come out to play with them. But Pat Mahomes was doing some video game shit that game. But lastly, so we end up. So our Super Bowl right now would be. Or your Super Bowl, you're in the NFC. I'm taking the AFC. I would personally take the Buffalo Bills to beat the Kansas City Chiefs, even though I know it's going to be hard. I don't know for sure, but I believe in Josh Allen, and I believe he's gonna stamp it this year. So that would be the Bills versus the Eagles. And if the Bills end up facing the Eagles, I'm gonna have the Bills winning actually pretty dominantly. I would have it like a 35 to 17 game, 35 to 20 game.
35-27?
35 to 20.
Oh, okay.
So who'd you go with, the Bills versus the Eagles? And
of course, prediction. My Eagles. I would go Eagles win Super Bowl, and then I would probably go score probably about 28 I would go 28-14. We win by 2 touchdowns. I feel like our defense is gonna show up. We're fully healthy. We got Vontae Maddox, we got Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, we got our D line fully healthy. We got our substitutions. Staying fresh. We Gucci.
What makes you believe that the Eagles could beat the Bills by 2 scores when the hardest team the Eagles have played this year is, I want to say, the Cowboys?
Because, bro, we like that, and our defense we do really well against quarterbacks like Josh Allen.
Is there a quarterback like Josh Allen?
Shit, Dak run. He run just like they the same size. Dak run too. Dak do the same shit. He uses his feet. He get on the run. He throw the ball on the run. And Dak is pretty accurate when he played against the Eagles, and that was the same Eagle defense that they played against. That's why I'm like, damn, I can't really have no excuse. The only excuse I have, we didn't have Jalen. That's why we couldn't score enough points. But Dak played his ass off, bro. He just got a turnover bug. But I would say Josh Allen, Dak, they're in that same realm. I would say Mahomes not as big, but they play kind of similar as well. Nah, Mahomes is just different, bro. Nah, because Josh Allen do the same thing. Josh Allen, what would you say the big difference? What would you say the biggest difference is between Josh Allen and Pat Mahomes?
That Josh Allen, he'll put his shoulder into you. He'll run you over. Like if that first down is needed, he'll buck both of your players. He'll jump over them. Maybe he's not as quick.
Mahomes low-key would too, though. Low-key. Even though we don't see it as often, but we didn't see Mahomes get blasted and just go head up.
We didn't see him put his shoulder down. We didn't see him put his shoulder down, but Josh Allen's different. Josh Allen's literally a running back that's a quarterback that could hop over
Like-
you. That you
Yeah.
don't want to hit. You
Stiff arm
don't
you.
want to hit. Yeah, you stiff arm. You don't want to hit Josh Allen. When you're going against Pat Mahomes, but you don't know what Pat Mahomes is going to come with, but you don't feel a problem against going against him. You feeling confident, like I'm about to take his shoulder pads off. With Josh Allen, you over here strapping up both helmets, putting the mouth guard in, tightening up the cleats. Like you coming in for a dogfight. You coming in for a grown man putting his shoulder down. And I feel like that's the biggest difference in. But
that's a big boy.
Josh Allen, but I feel like Pat Mahomes makes better decisions than Josh Allen. Josh Allen,
For sure.
Yeah, Josh Allen, he has the physical abilities, he has the gifts, he has the arm talent, but sometimes he just makes bad throws or not even bad throws, just bad decisions. Like the throw looks pretty, the ball looks nice. It's just like, why are you throwing it to the other squad?
Yeah, and then sometimes too, I feel like some of the bad decisions I noticed that he makes sometimes too is like you say it'd be like 3rd and like 18, right? And don't get me wrong, he would think, you have to pass the ball to get that first down. But sometimes, like, it might be plays on 3rd and 18 where he could get the first down with his feet. But he chooses to, it's like you got all this field, you can run with it, you can get the 18 yards with your feet. You're known for dipping on people, you're known for hurdling. But then he pulls up and throws the ball. And then, like you say, he ended up turning the ball over or it's an incompletion. It's like, damn, bro, you could have just ran it. And you could have had 4 more downs to throw it. Like, come on.
In that comparison, I could see where you could bring in Dak, because I feel like Dak and Josh Allen, when they're down, like you said, like a 3rd and 18, 2nd and 18, instead of going for the chunk plays, instead of just going for a 10-yard pass, I feel like both of them, especially Dak, but also Josh Allen, they go for the first down on 2nd down. Like, why not get a little 10-yard? Why not get a little 7 yards to help you out? Both of them are home run hitters. If they feel like if the first down is 2nd and 30, 2nd and 40, they going for a 30 and 40-yard pass on both of the pass attempts, instead of trying to break it down and get the first down. But that'll probably be my biggest pet peeve, I guess, when it comes to Josh Allen. And when you got with Patrick Mahomes, I feel like he's been coached so well. He's had Andy Reid with him. Andy Reid's been around some of the best quarterbacks to ever play the game. So when you got a guy that's been like that, who's been around, and he's not a new, younger coach, I feel like that helps a lot. That helps break down the game a lot. When it comes to Josh Allen, he has I think McDermott or the coach, he's only been, how long has he been around for?
Sean McDermott.
Yeah, he's only been around for a couple of years, right? Yeah, I think his first head coaching job.
No, he hasn't. His first job was with the Bills, but he was a long time D coordinator with the Panthers under Ron Rivera.
See, that's okay. So yeah, it's his first head coaching job. Andy Reid, he's won with the Eagles. He's been with Donovan McNabb. He's been with Michael Vick. He's been with now Pat Mahomes.
He went to 4 straight NFC championships.
4 straight NFC championships and never won a Super Bowl at that time. That was crazy. But yeah,
I know.
But yeah, we know what we're getting with Andy Reid. He eats hamburgers and he coaches football. So, but I think that's it. You said what?
My bad. I was about to say it's off topic, but I was gonna say, you seen that gift that he got? They had made it seem like they bought him shoes, but when he opened up the Nike box, it was a burger.
Yeah, that shit was hella funny, bro. I can't lie, I wasn't expecting that either. I was like, damn, bro. I know Andy Reid was juiced. I know he was like, you ain't getting no ketchup. I hope they got what he wanted. I bet Andy Reid pretty picky with his burgers. Not. I feel like he's basic but picky. Like he's so picky that he wants it basic. He don't want all that extra shit on there. He want a nice charcoal burger. I don't know if he like it medium rare, well done. I don't know.
He probably like his burgers. I feel like he like that shit well done with like no onions on that motherfucker or something.
Hell yeah, with probably like extra pickles or something.
I feel like he don't like. I think it's extra pickles.
Why I feel like Andy Reid never really had Chick-fil-A like that, bro. Something just tell me like.
That nigga, he's like an In-N-Out type of guy.
Yeah, and it feel like, but he looks like he'll love Chick-fil-A if you tried it, but I just feel like he never really been on the hype. He's probably like, I'm a burger man. I'm a basic burger sandwich dude. I don't know.
Or he like one of those like like an actual burger spot that just only serve like burger type shit. He like one of those.
Yeah, just like, oh, you got a 10-pound burger up in here, like. How they have those burger competitions and shit where they'll be like, oh, if you can finish this, your meal's free. Like he looked like the type of dude that try to risk it all, risk the heart attack and everything, and say, "I'm gonna finish this burger. I'm gonna finish this
For real.
burger."
That nigga risking all type of health issues and shit.
Well, what's the question of the day, man? How about this? Let it be known. Do you feel like the Ravens should have chose paying Roquan Smith over Lamar Jackson?
Oh, that's a good one.
And Lamar,
That's a good one
your
right
idea was, what's your opinion on that? It's hell no, right?
Hell no. I feel like, bro, you been there since day one, bro. You gotta pay that man.
Be loyal to the people that's been loyal to you, man. But we out. We gone.
We gone.